Oh, it's here.
Okay.
Testing.
Hello.
Hey, Irby. How you doing? How you doing?
Good evening, Council.
Oh, good evening.
Who is that?
Irby, Calvin.
Hey, Brother Irby, how are you?
Good evening, Councilman Martin and staff and everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I can't. Can you hear me? Hello? They ain't hearing me. Hello?
We can hear you.
All right. Okay, Justin, where's the people? I can see who's in the thing.
Oh.
Ain't nobody saying anything. Say hello, Gotti.
Hello? Hello?
Hi, counselors.
Hey, how you doing? Okay.
Is that Irby?
Yeah, that's Irby.
Miss Walcott?
It is on there.
I need to answer all the questions.
Do we have a quorum?
Are we on now? Hello?
Yes, we're on. I'm trying to find out if we have I think we have a quorum, but we're waiting for the clerk. Are we prepared in Columbus for attack? Mm.
Tracy, are you ready?
We're waiting for Victoria. She's probably still downloading the meeting. Tracy, you wanna start? Because we have a quorum, and then once she comes on. Tracy?
If convicted, President Trump could also be barred from holding office again. The top Democrat today was asked whether
Tracy?
Republican votes.
I'm here. I'm sure Victoria will be on in a minute. It just now finished downloading and converting. We can't do anything until it does that.
Hello?
We're here. We're waiting for the download to finish.
I see Victoria online.
Okay. We've got a quorum, so we're ready to start.
This is the agenda review meeting on Thursday, January 14th, 2021 at 6:30 PM on the Zoom platform. Council President, would you call the meeting to order?
This meeting is called to order. Please quiet all cell phones and other portable devices not in use to record this meeting. Please limit your responses to the allotted time of 2 minutes for the public in the beginning of the meeting and at the end of the meeting. Council shall not exceed 5 minutes at the end of the meeting. To speak in this meeting, the public is required to state clearly their name and addresses and adhere to all rules of the meeting. Loud and unruly outbursts shall not be tolerated. All social distancing rules shall be followed, and all persons shall wear a mask at all times when a space has more than one person in the room for this meeting. Thank you. Clerk, please call the roll.
Okay, the meeting starting at 6:40 PM. Councilor Stevenson,
Present.
Councilor Gowdy,
Present.
Councilor Martin,
Present.
Councilor Austin,
Present.
Councilor Smith.
Present.
We next have remarks from the public on agenda items only. 2 minutes, please.
Yes, how's it going? Justin Anderson, 14436 Terrace Road. So I'm looking at the agenda. It talks about the Civil Service Commission. I believe Miss Kyle sits on that commission along with her best friend who doesn't even live in the city of East Cleveland. I'll get her name later. And she needs to be removed from that commission because we need people. I believe the charter states you must be an East Cleveland resident. Her friend moved out to Euclid and we need to get her off the commission. The Charter Review Commission, definitely need that. Board of Zoning Appeals doesn't matter because whoever the mayor wants to put when, where they put it, they don't go through zoning processes. And the Planning Commission, let me see. And that's pretty much, or resolution 4820, looks like another lease. And okay, that's about it.
Are there any more remarks from the public on agenda items? Hearing none, there are no minutes to be approved at this time. We have reports and announcements from the mayor.
Mayor King, are you available?
So they got amend
Yes, here. I'm here, Council.
the agenda. for-
Good
for
evening.
Rhode Island, right?
President, I was
Good,
just,
good evening. How are you?
I hope everybody's fine. So I was just handed this agenda review and I notice here there are 4 points of concerns or requests for an overview. My concern, Council President and Council as a whole, being a former councilman, we always looked at the regular council meeting as a serious place to do the city's business, legislate and appropriate. We looked at committee meetings and agenda review or special meetings more for conversation and information. My concern is that what you're asking here is not really conducive to a regular council meeting. I would be more than happy to have these things explained to you until you are comfortable with them so that you understand them. However, a regular council meeting is not where I will be explaining them. So if you want to schedule a special meeting to go over this, or you want to come into my office, we can get you the understanding or any documents that you need, but I will not be explaining this stuff at a regular council meeting. I don't think it fits into what we should be doing at a regular council meeting. Thank you. That
Thank
concludes-
you, Mayor King. Clerk,
Next, we have receipts of communication and petitions. We received a letter advising that McGregor Independent Living, Inc. plans to be the general partner of a residential rental development.
Tracy, I would like to revoke Rule 9 because something is not on the agenda and I had it in the committee. And I agreed to move it out.
I don't know that you can do that right now.
And once we agreed to move it out of the agenda, out of committee, once we agreed to move it out of committee, it's supposed to be on this agenda.
What item are you referring to, Ms. Gowdy?
Shaquille, street renaming.
Okay, where are we at?
We're with,
Revoke
I
Rule
need
9.
to ask Victoria a question on the letter from McGregor Independent Living. Basically, are they doing a new development? Can you elaborate on what the letter is saying, please?
The letter is basically advising that, once again, they plan to be a general partner of a residential development at McGregor. We will be extending an invitation to them to come and speak with council in regards to this process.
Okay, so they, over the last 2 or 3 years, they've been doing a lot of developments there. And what I was trying to get clarification on, maybe from you or the mayor or the council president, is this a new development up there? That's what I'm trying to get some understanding on.
It appears to be a new development, and it appears to have to do with housing.
Okay, that's what they do. So this is another new development.
Well, I don't know which one you're
Yeah,
considering.
well, they had one about 7, 8 months ago or longer. And
Right.
that's a good thing. I'm just trying to find out, is this another one? And but the good thing is, let's get them before us so we can see what they're going to do.
Yes,
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome.
All right.
Okay. Ms. Gowdy is saying that something was left off of the agenda.
The street rename.
Hold
Shaquille.
it, hold it, Ms. Gowdy. Let the clerks respond.
It should be legislation either. There was two street name legislations, Victoria, I sent you. I think that's 0221 and 0321 that were to go on there.
From my understanding, there was a question in regards to if there was more information that was needed.
It was a question, but we still moved it out. And when you move it out, it definitely go to the agenda.
Well, if we moved it out, then it'll have to come on to this agenda review as a first read.
Okay, thank you.
Clerk, do we have the number for the items?
They should be 0221, 0321. I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
Okay,
Thank you.
let's move on.
We have reports from our council committees. Of contracts and properties.
Yeah, it's Thursday, February the 4th at 6:30 p.m. And I am the chair of that.
Next, we have health and safety.
Yeah, just briefly, our next meeting is February 9th, and I sent out a request to both the fire chief, police chief, if these reports are done, that to give us a comprehensive report to give to the council. I also want to thank, at our last meeting a few days ago with the Health and Safety Committee meeting, Chief Gardner, and he gave us a very comprehensive report and a good video. And I'm hoping the plan is to resolve this situation by February 9th, which is basically 2 or 3 weeks away. So if the Bureau of Criminal Investigation by the state completes their report by then, all council people should have it, and we should be able to put this to rest and move on. So the next Health and Safety Committee meeting is February 9th at 6:30. Thank you very much.
Next, we have the finance committee.
The Finance Committee is meeting consistently, trying to work through the budget process before the 20th of January so that we can meet a deadline for the city. Our next meeting is going to be Friday, which is tomorrow at 5:30. And then we'll have another meeting, if necessary, on Monday at 5:30.
Next committee is, I'm sorry, excuse me.
That's all.
Our next committee is General Services and Administration.
Oh, it's over there somewhere. General Services. I guess we're gonna take a look at the schedule and see when the next General Services Administration meeting will be held. Just so you know, the plan is to discuss some of the malingering issues that are outstanding that affect the citizens' health and welfare and well-being, to include some legislation that's somehow frustrated and or lost between the administration and the council. So we can kind of get those pieces either moving or find out where they are. Because there was some previous legislation that was approved and has not moved beyond the council office or maybe stuck between the administration's office. I was gonna have the representative from the health department come on today, but unfortunately, there was some miscommunication and it did not happen. So moving forward, I will do a better job at putting my request in writing so the General Service Administration Committee can truly be the administration committee that advises and assists the community with their primarily the infrastructure needs. Thank you. That's all I have for General Services.
Next, we have Personnel and Appointments.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Madam Clerk, can you give me the date and time of the personnel appointments meeting? I believe it's next Tuesday.
Yes, it is. Next Tuesday, January 26th at 5:30 p.m.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I invite everyone to join us next Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. via Zoom for the personnel and appointments meeting. Again, all committee meetings are very, very important. Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
You're welcome. Under proclamations, we have a request from Councilor Gowdy to provide a proclamation on behalf of Shaquille Tyson. We have no bids at this time. And next legislation. First is Resolution 01-21. A resolution in furtherance of the section, the Council of the Charter of the City of East Cleveland, providing that the council shall appoint council staff in accordance with section 102, Organization of Council. This is requested and sponsored by Corinne Stevenson, Council President, passed first read on January 5th, 2021.
I'm confused.
Yeah,
This should be on the agenda, not on agenda review.
well,
And I thought that this and 4820 and 5320, I think 5320 and the other two, 0221 and 03-21 should be on here, but these first two items that seem to go on to the agenda.
I have
They
a,
can't be a first and second read on review.
Madam President,
Yes. Mr. Martin, you're recognized.
10121, the Council of the Charter of City of East Cleveland, providing the council shall appoint council staff in accordance to section 102, organization of council. We do that when we have after an election. We haven't had an election.
Yeah.
Mr. Martin, this
Yeah.
is not referring to an election.
What is it?
And what the issue now is that it should be on the agenda. Didn't we go through this last Tuesday?
I don't remember. I don't remember that because
No.
I read it on my computer, and my understanding was that
Election.
after an election, you have an organizational meeting. If we didn't
That's
have
not-
an election,
That's not what
I
this
don't. I
is,
think
Mr.
we're doing
Martin.
something we really don't. What we need to do, and let's research it and do it. But
Mr. Martin, you've
historically, what
already
we've
done
done
that.
is we always have an organizational meeting after an election. If it's not an election, your current clerk and deputy clerk are in place.
Right.
Okay, that doesn't change. So let's just check it out. I'm not putting nobody on the spot, but let's check it out to see if it's relevant for now. I
But
don't
it
think
should
it is,
not,
but
Mr.
let's
Martin.
find out.
Mr.
Okay.
Martin, it shouldn't
And
be
then
here.
I'm looking at 4820, and I know we talked about this 3 or 4 times. I'm looking at it, I thought we voted on it, and then we brought it back because there was some readiness, but it just should actually be a second read.
Right.
Okay.
That's what it says,
I'm
but
sure.
it's on the wrong agenda. And that's what I said in the opening. These two items are on the wrong agenda.
Yes.
Number one, and 4820 was tabled. 4820 was tabled on 12/29, but it was not tabled via a motion according to Director Hemmons. And so it was put back on the agenda again. It should be on the agenda and not on agenda review.
Right.
Also, and I guess I can ask Charles this, there is an amount of money that is needed on this resolution, 4820. Charles, can you help us out with that?
Give me this. Is it up here?
4820.
Is it on the screen? No.
Oh, no.
Okay, let me go somewhere else.
Clerk,
Yes.
where are we on point here?
On point in regards to I have 4820 up.
And zero, in regard to these two items being on the wrong agenda, if memory recall, if I'm, this should be on the agenda, not on agenda review.
I see that.
Okay. So are we?
Are you asking Charles for a figure
Yes,
for 4820?
yes.
Okay.
I may be mistaken. I thought that between Director Hemmons and the mayor provided the backup documentation that highlights the dollar amounts, but I could be wrong.
It's here, but I mean, we got to go through every page
Okay.
and figure out what the uplift is. and what
Okay.
the downdraft.
I got you. All right. Well,
I think she wants us to add it all up for next time,
Yeah,
Madam President.
that'll
Okay.
help me out
okay.
a whole lot.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We'll do that.
All right, thanks. Okay, so clerk, that brings us to where?
We have resolution
321.
We have resolution 5320. Tamia Chapman Law. This is an ordinance to stop all warrantless pursuits, those entering the borders of the municipal corporation of East Cleveland on warrantless pursuits from another municipal corporation whose legislative authority has not entered an agreement with the city of East Cleveland pursuant to Revised Code 2935.03. This is requested and sponsored by Councilor Juanita Gowdy. It was received by Council's office on December 15th, placed in committee on January 4th, placed in contracts and property committee on the agenda, on January 7th, moved out of committee on January 7th and placed on this agenda.
I have a question, Miss Counselor Gowdy. This is agenda review. So I have one question, and that is, are we going to, does this encompass the city of East Cleveland going out and trying to come to these other municipalities and come to some agreement with them?
Yes, and if you read Revised Code 2935.03, it would also stop us from going into their city too. You correct. Without agreement.
Who's gonna take the lead on that?
It's, I think what needs to be done, and this, Madam President, requires cooperation of the administration and the law director, that we need to reach out to Cleveland, East Cleveland, Cleveland Heights, and Euclid. Those are the municipalities that surround us, and see if we can get some type of collaboration on how we can make this law. I know Gowdy's intent is good, but it's going to take that. We need there to agree that if they're coming here, they notify us. If we go into Cleveland or Euclid or Cleveland Heights, we notify them. And I think it's a good thing. We've been talking about warrantless pursuits for over a year. All of 2020, we talked about it, but we never got it to this point. So if Gowdy is sponsoring it, then she needs the cooperation of the law director, and the law director maybe can reach out to the other municipalities and see if we can maybe have a meeting and see how we can cross the T's and dot the I's. That's my suggestion, please.
Sounds good. You're the man, your health and safety.
Can I state that?
As a matter of fact, I'll work with Gotti and we'll get with Willie Hemmings to see how we can pursue this if we get the approval of the mayor. Thank you.
Heather, Councilman Austin, please hold.
But you know what?
I believe that
I'm saying this, we do not need approval of the mayor. And this revised code says it all. It tells you what they can and cannot do, and it coming through both sides of the city. And we do not have to have other cities' opinion, because they keep coming in here and they already know that we have to send them this warrant receipt. We will send them a legislation once it passes.
We still need to collaborate with the other municipalities. What we can get from Willie Hemmings is her interpretation of 2935.03. I would like to have that for the record, please.
Okay, you can.
Okay, I like to have for the record, as Willie Hemmings is listening, her interpretation, and based on what we're trying to do, 2935.03, a high revised code, please. Okay.
Heather, did you have something to say?
Just shortly, one clarification, because Councilor Martin has mentioned, I believe, on more than one occasion about cities talking to the other police departments before they come in. And as I recall, I believe there is already that policy in place. I believe that came out during the 137 shots trial, that they are supposed to notify the city when they're pursuing someone into the city. So that policy is already in place. Now, it may not always happen, but they're supposed to do that anyway.
And Heather,
Can-
you can
Can
tell that it's
someone
not working.
provide the
You can-
council with that information?
Yeah.
I don't have it in writing. I just recall that coming out as the police procedure during the trial.
Well,
And Heather,
well,
it's not working, as you know, that it's not working at all. So we really need to get with this to make it work for both.
I only have one question about this. It sounds good on the face. Oh, you can't chase anybody once you get to East Cleveland. But have you considered that it might have the opposite effect in that people, because we're not talking about regular, normal, everyday people, we're talking about people who commit crimes and likely do it on a regular basis. If they hear that you can no longer pursue anybody once you get to East Cleveland, could it have the effect of people choosing to come to East Cleveland purposely, knowing that the other police departments can't follow them into the city? So what ends up happening could be that they chase them right to the border and then they stop, but you still have people coming into the city, flying through the city, trying to get away from another police department. I'm just saying that has that potential.
But,
Good point,
but
Heather.
it's not a good point at all, because this is warrantless pursuit. This is not saying that they can't come into our city. It have to be a 911 emergency, like a murder, a warrant. You have.
But most of the
And
chases
if the
are
officer see them
warrantless.
doing something, it's a warrant. We talking about warrantless pursuit. That's what we
I
talking
know
about.
what you're talking about, and
Well,
I'm
that-
saying most of the pursuits are warrantless. You're talking about things that are happening in the moment.
By
Somebody
McDonald
stole
chasing
their
the car, by McDonald chasing the car, killing a person. That's why we are here today. It's not working the way we used to do it. It got to work now, because now this is a law. And if you can read it, you know,
I'm
you can answer
just
your own question.
I'm just proposing that it might have the undesired effect of people choosing deliberately to come to East Cleveland to get away from other municipalities, police departments, because they will then know that they can't be pursued once they get to East Cleveland. So now everybody,
If it's not no warrant involved, if it's not no warrant involved, then they don't need to be chasing nobody.
But you can't tell, but that's just it. You can't necessarily make another police department not do it. You can tell East Cleveland not to do it.
We definitely can write laws for this city, Heather. You should know that by now.
I said you can write the law for East Cleveland, but you can't make Cleveland follow that. So they can chase them right to the border of East Cleveland, and then they have to stop.
Well, Heather,
that's all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna leave it alone.
Heather, $20 attorney.
Heather, your point is well taken. That's why.
Councilor Martin, are you muted? We can't hear you.
I mean, they all got radios, police radios and all like that. They all kind of help each other. So I think that is a valid issue that you've raised. I'm asking Willa Hemmers again. The High Revised Code, this section 2935.03, so we can make sure we understand what we're doing here. I don't think we can act on this today. Need to once we get some more information. But the intent that Councilwoman Gowdy is a good intent, okay? Because we discussed, and I don't want to be redundant, all of 2020 about these pursuits in our city, going all the way back 7 years ago to 137 shots. A year ago, someone got killed in front of United Furniture. We gotta try to do something about it. That's the intent. And thank you for your input, Heather.
Unfortunately, right now, I have an ongoing,
But last but
may I
not,
be recognized?
well, last.
Go
but not
ahead,
least,
go ahead,
I
Director
would
Hammond.
recognize you,
I
but
have,
last
Council
but not
Gowdy?
least, last but
Miss
not least,
Gowdy, Miss Gowdy, wait
I
a
have my
minute.
own attorney.
Miss Gowdy, Miss Gowdy,
that's okay, that's okay,
Miss
Madam President,
Gowdy.
let her go on.
Let her finish saying what she wants to say. I'm interested in the Ohio Revised Code because we may need to see how lengthy that is and bring it into the record.
Right
Go ahead,
now,
Director
okay,
Hammond.
right now, each jurisdiction has a policy for vehicular pursuits. That's mandated by the Attorney General's office. Now, fortunately or unfortunately, we have situations where it is not followed, like in the case of the 137 shots that Attorney McCullough, Assistant Law Director McCullough was apprised of during the trial, and we took it to trial. We tried to prosecute, and 8 members of your peers found them not guilty, even though they had strenuously violated 62 cars, ran through the city of East Cleveland, and I was not able to get a conviction on any of that. So we have one more coming up now. Each one already has a policy. Each city already has a policy, and they're supposed to radio the dispatch to say, we're coming into your city, and get permission and authorization from the OIC in charge. But like that night in 2012, that got muddled or they disregarded it. And so when you try to criminally prosecute them, it's a catch as catch can proposition. But it sounds good on paper. The police chief is aware, Chief Gardner is aware of the policies of the surrounding cities, and he would have a very, very conclusive and comprehensive list of the policies. I tried to work with Counselor Gowdy on that, and for some reason I sent her the policies of some of the surrounding law enforcement agencies already, but she didn't seem to be very receptive to their policies. I think she rejected them for some reason or another, but Police Chief Gardner has a list of their MOUs with each of the surrounding cities already. And I would think that you might like to get that information also from him, in addition to any other research that you have. So he definitely should be involved in the researching of this particular resolution.
We'll do that, and also help.
Counselor Martin.
Yeah.
Can you hold it a minute? Clerk Peters.
And I would say something.
Hello, Clerk Peters.
I would like to say something.
I'm here.
You would.
Gowdy, please hold on just 1 minute.
But
Can you request from the Chief of Police the information that Director Hemmings just spoke on for the entire council?
Yes, I'll send it to him, and I'm sure he'll give it to me. The MOUs with all surrounding communities.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
no problem.
Good.
Mr. Martin, go ahead.
I'll yield to Gowdy, but I just wanted Willa Hemmings to thank her for what she's.
Hello?
Rise code 2935.03. Okay, and then we also would talk with Chief Gardner about this because this keeps coming up too much. Thank you.
But I would like to say this, Willa, you talking about the trial that you done lost in East Cleveland, you was really terrible. We don't need no trial in East Cleveland. We need to take it on downtown. You talked about Charlie Brown and everybody else, even when you was a little child. You know, come on.
Downtown
Point of
didn't want the
order,
case.
point of order, point of order. Let's keep it professional.
Lost that case and it's causing us money.
Miss Gowdy, let's keep it professional.
Yeah, I just had to tell her that she lost that case and it's causing us today.
Okay.
Downtown didn't want the case. That's why they kicked it back to East Cleveland. They didn't want it in the first
And
place.
Heather, you was bad too. Both of y'all need to go.
Funny
Miss
you didn't say
Gowdy,
that day.
Point of order.
Man, girl, please.
Point of order. The discussion has ended. So this is on,
Councilwoman Stevens.
go ahead, Mr. Austin.
Yeah, about 20 minutes ago, you asked me to stand by, then you let a whole lot of people have a moment of discussion. So I do want to bring back to the discussion about the chief having provided some information to get us started already.
Please mute your mic. You are loud.
Thank you. That's all I have. Don't worry about it.
Clerk.
Councilor Gowdy made a motion to invoke Rule 9.
On what, the streets? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
Yeah.
Can you repeat the motion again, please?
Councilor Gowdy,
I'd like to make a motion. Rule 9.
And I'll second the motion.
okay.
There's a motion on the floor to change the order of business. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, clerk call the roll.
Councilor Stevenson,
Yay.
Councilor Gowdy,
Yay.
Councilor Martin,
Yay.
Councilor Austin, Councilor Smith,
This is to include the street changing.
the name changes.
Yeah.
Yay,
I think
yay, 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 yay.
Is this Councilor Smith?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Councilor Austin,
Yay.
motion is passed. Tracy, can you read Resolution 02-21?
Ordinance number 0221 is an ordinance to change the name of Hartshorn Avenue to Tamia Chapman Way pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 723.04. Change the name, vacating or narrowing streets on petition. Requested by Juanita Gowdy, Vice President, Councilwoman Ward 2, sponsored by Juanita Gowdy.
Counselor Gowdy, can you give us the overview of what this is about?
Okay, I would like to change these names because these people actually had sacrificed for us, and a young girl, Tamia, she had lost her life. And that's, want to do this to remember her and Tyson.
Is there any discussion?
I think it's a good intent. I just need to get some clarification. The street, is there a process involved to inform the people on the street? Because if you change the name, they got to change the labels they put on their envelopes when they mail things and all that. So there is a cost involved. How does that work? Can you have the law director or someone?
Yeah, yes,
Yes.
I'm here.
Yes.
I believe I believe, Mr. Martin, that she sent that to us already.
I didn't read it then. I'm asking
not
her.
mistaken.
If she sent it, I didn't read it. Okay.
May I?
Go
May I be
ahead,
recognized?
Director Hammond.
Yes, it has to come from a person who lives on that street. They have to send a letter requesting the change. And I just wanted to, for form purposes, I just wanted to make sure that someone from the street had done that.
So someone what you're saying is someone on the street has to send a letter to the administration. Is that how it goes?
Has to send a letter to council, to the administration. Yeah,
So
it's a petition, right?
All right.
And I sent a sample of that, I think, with the
did?
Forest Hill Boulevard.
Oh, okay.
So we just have to coordinate. You guys just have to coordinate to make sure that, you know, that's done. And that goes for both streets.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
This is Ernest Smith. May I be recognized, please?
Go ahead, Councilor Smith.
Thank you. I just want to say that doing my due diligence, and you know, East Cleveland's a small city. Everyone knows everyone. I do know for a fact that Councilor Gowdy has done her due diligence and talked to families on those streets and things of that nature. So I'm all for it. If we just need to get a letter from a few of those families on those streets, that will not be a problem. But I just wanted to say for the record that I know that she has been in touch with those families and members of those streets.
Good. That should be no problem then.
Thank you.
There's one more piece of legislation she wanted on there.
Yes, it's one more.
Yes, ordinance number 0321, an ordinance to change the name of Wellesley Avenue to Shaquille Tyson Way pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 723.04, change of name, vacating or narrowing streets on petition. Requested by Juanita Gowdy, sponsored by Juanita Gowdy.
Tyson did a
Gowdy?
lot. Thank you. Tyson did a lot in our community, and we really want to recognize him. And I know his mom very well. We definitely need to keep his memory alive also. And a lot of these streets have been having these names up here for a long time. So, and we just wanted.
There any further discussion?
Yeah, I also like to sponsor this legislation. I think it's a good thing. And Councilwoman Gowdy, I give you a high five. It's good stuff to do this as you know, as a ward. I guess the council person of this ward is definitely appreciated. Something being changed in our ward today to represent a family in our ward. So that's phenomenal. Thank you.
You're welcome, and I definitely want to work with you to change more of these streets' names. Because they definitely need to be changed.
Excuse me, Councilor Austin, are you co-sponsoring both ordinances?
Yes.
Okay.
I just want another tank. Yes. I'm co-sponsoring this legislation.
Any further
Okay.
comments? Hearing none. Next, we have remarks and requests of the public. 3-minute limit, please.
Hearing we don't have any remarks from the public.
Sorry, Council, I couldn't unmute my phone. Good evening, Kelvin Irby, 148.
We can't hear you.
Good evening, Council. Kelvin Irby, 14802 Elm Avenue. I listened to this meeting and I'm very, very, very upset with what I hear in the background of certain parties and certain people. If your party can't mute themselves or stop the disrespect of laughter and all of this chaos, please remove your party. I'm gonna speak on something that's affecting me and my family due to the fact that I've lost two male sons that stayed and reside in East Cleveland. There's only two people on council that has contacted me. I'm very upset with what I hear. It's a joke about a life being taken. It's a joke how you disrespect each counselor. It's a joke, but until you get your personal vendetta off, it's not funny. I'm very upset with this. To lose two sons in a city. One, a child of mine, will have justice. My other son will never have his justice. I am very upset with the situation that you decide to make it funny. And I would say your name right now, but you know how I feel. This hurts to have a son that's gone and never comes back, and with a minor daughter, a minor son that will never get their father to come back into their lives. Do you know that role of being a grandfather is the most hurtful feeling when you can't say how your mother and father was deceased? I'm very upset with it. It's never funny about losing a life. It's never funny. So as you sit there with your party inside City Hall, laughing and joking, remember, we got families out here. This chokes me up to lose a family. Not to COVID, to senseless gun acts, to senseless running my child over in the middle of the street. And there's nothing that no one can tell me that I get up every day and deal with this. My family lost a son, two sons. Show me where it's funny at to lose a life because you got a personal vendetta. I would call your name out on the carpet. Don't disrespect those who have lost because it's never funny until it's in your home. When it's in your home, I want to see how you act. I want to see what you do. It stops me from moving forward due to the fact that I now have to step into the place where these babies won't get a father to come home to see graduations. And if it's so funny that you decide to laugh at everything on council, stay your behind at home. To lose a family, to lose somebody, a male figure, we're supposed to be kings out here, you just made an ass of yourself. You headhunting officers, you headhunting staff, you stay your behind where you belong as a child's place, because I'm very upset about it. Every time I hear your voice now makes me upset because it's so funny. Mr. Martin, Mrs. Gowdy, Mrs. Stevenson, Ernest Smith, Austin, if they are in that building, remove them. And I'm done.
Is there any other remarks or requests from the public? Hearing none, next we have response of council and the mayor to the remarks of the public.
Mayor King. Mayor King, are you available?
Hello, hello,
Hello.
hello. Yes. Good evening, council. I've known Irby now for some time, and this is the first I've heard of that. My condolences, Irby, to you and your family that you may pull through this difficult time. As many of you know, and you know me for a while now, despite the side of the ball game we're on, whatever team we're on, I never want nobody to experience this, right? I mean, I was sincere when 44112, when he passed. no matter how I feel about you personally or politically, it's not, when something like this happens, it's a tragedy to the community and to us as a people. My condolences again. That's all I have. I'm sorry that happened. May you and your family be blessed and be safe.
Mayor King, Madam President,
Go ahead, Mr. Martin.
we couldn't hear hardly anything of what Irby said. He kept going in and out. We waited for like 5 to 10 minutes and he went right out. So we trying to understand what the mayor is saying. Condolences for whom?
Mr. Irby stated that he has lost 2 of his sons in the city of East Cleveland and that he is not appreciative of the actions of the members of council that are on site in City Hall. You will be able to view this for yourself pretty shortly, because generally when we complete these meetings, the clerk places them on the YouTube channel. So I'm sure that will happen and you can hear what was said clearly. If that answers your question.
Somewhat. If he lost 2 sons, we offer our condolences. But what I'm trying to understand is what did that have to do with us?
Well, when you hopefully listen to his full statement, hopefully you can make that connection, because I can't repeat his full statement at this time. Are there any other questions or any other statements from the public?
Yes, I have a question to ask the mayor about Kufner.
Okay, you're not the public, Ms. Gowdy. Can you hold
Hey, all right.
just a few minutes, Ms. Gowdy?
Right, President.
Are there any other questions from the public? Clerk?
Response of council to remarks of the public.
Ms. Gowdy?
Yes, I was asking the mayor about Kufner. Why is he told Kufner told him, why is he toting cars and we did not sign a contract with him? He's in the parking lot all the time and I see him on the streets. That tow truck.
I don't think the mayor is here, Ms. Gowdy. I think he's gone. I don't see him.
Well, I guess so. I know why he runs.
Director Hemmings, would you like to respond to that? Okay, clerk. Do you have anything else, Ms. Gowdy?
Oh, no, that's all. That's all I have to ask. I only needed to ask that question because I needed to know what was going on.
Counselor Martin.
Yeah, I want to offer my condolences, whatever was said. If anybody loses someone, that's important. What I need to address right now is, I'm understanding the mayor vetoed our temporary appropriations. I think he line vetoed some things. And I think there's 7 days of turnaround. And I don't know if we have the votes to override the veto. So I'd like to know, what is our plan? Where we go from here? Right now, in terms of the city of East Cleveland, we have developers that want to come in here. One thing I've been saying for years.
Get out of my room, get out.
Who's interrupting me?
I'm sorry, that was me.
Okay. Is that what we do have is we have land and location, especially in Ward 2. Okay. And developers are coming here, whether they move us out, gentrify us, or either we work with them to turn this city, to keep it moving forward and turn it around. So I'm reaching out to the council, everybody on the council. We've got to decide what we're gonna do in terms of the line item vetoes and where do we go from here? Okay, we haven't had a veto in a while, but we got one now. So that's pending, all right? And it wasn't too many things that were vetoed. So if we lose, my question, and maybe you'll give an answer to that eventually, if we don't overcome the veto, what is our next step? 0. Okay, and that's the thing that's on my mind. I talked to some citizens today. They're concerned about the direction we're going into. So we need to do what we need to do. Okay, so I'm talking to the council. I won't be at the meeting tomorrow because we're having 2 meetings. It's taking up too much of my time, and my family wants to know, what, Mark, you spend all this time with all this, and they're right. Okay, so I won't be at the finance meeting tomorrow. Okay, I wish it was my hope that we would have had a 2-hour meeting today and got through the finance. Okay, but we didn't have enough time to answer questions. That's unfortunate, but I'm not going to keep coming up here for all these meetings. I'm not going to do it. Okay, so we need to get fat. And what are we going to do about the veto? Okay, if we can't override the veto, what's the next step? What are we going to do so that we're not caught with people not getting paid? That's paramount that people get paid, regardless of what's going on between the council and the administration. Okay, if Mayor King left, that's his prerogative. If other people left, that's prerogative. But we have to take care of the business of the city. And the most important thing on any council is giving a mayor, any mayor, whoever it is, a budget to run the city, okay? And if we get a temporary budget because we have some unreadiness and some things we need to get answers, we need to get that taken care of within the next 90 days, okay? That's on us. I've spoken, thank you. All right.
Counselor Austin.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. First of all, I do want to give my exceptional condolences to Mr. Irby. I did not know, and on behalf of the team, I would like to apologize for any unprofessional behavior that may have prompted your remembrance, if you will, on this occasion. There is a lot that is going on that is, that does need to be cleaned up, as Councilor Martin alluded to. And I am in 100% agreement and support of that. And I do want to start doing more reflection on the intent of those that elected us to these positions. Not my personal goals, not how I feel emotionally, going forth and truly representing the people that elected us to these positions. And I would like to start asking myself openly, what does the people say about this? Or what will they say about this? Or what do the people want, as opposed to what I want personally for myself? And I ask that we all do some self-reflection, have some grace. That's what came out of my meditation today, a little bit more grace. And I am guilty of not showing that grace and going forward as a council. And if we could, please, let's proceed on behalf of those that sent us, making sure we keep what they would want up front and making sure that we truly represent their interests and not our own, and handle each other as well as our residents with more grace. Thank you very much, and that's all I have.
Counselor Smith.
Thank you very much. I want to really thank every resident that's online at this moment to take your time out of your busy schedule this evening to join us via these different circumstances via Zoom going during this pandemic. Really thank you for checking on the health, interest, rights, and needs of your city. For one, I'm one that I do know about the unfortunate incident of that's plaguing Mr. Irby's family, and as I do every day, every time I see him, and I keep him in my prayers, and I just want to offer my prayers again to Mr. Irby. I do hope that individuals go back and really listen to what he was saying, because he was speaking on everyone as a whole in the whole entire East Cleveland. He was speaking on how hurt he was to come to these meetings and hear the way our city government is portraying itself right now. He spoke with a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of passion. We all know Mr. Irby was one of these residents that been involved for a very, very long time, and certain things hurt residents. And I also want to offer my apologies on behalf of all of us. It's unfortunate. I hear laughing again. It's unfortunate. It's ridiculous, and I'm really sad for the people. But again, thank the Almighty. As I scroll through, I see a lot of residents online. I see a lot of familiar names, and that is a blessing. Because as was stated before, the people will have the final say. So thank you very much. And until next time, that concludes my remarks.
Thank you, counselors. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I would just like to say that this budget process is going to be thorough. I'm going to take the time that we need to take to go through it to get to where we need to get to. I trust and believe that when this is over, we will have a budget. It may be a temporary budget. It may be an annual budget, but we'll have a budget. That's what I'm committed to. The responsibility for the finance committee rests with me, and I don't take that responsibility lightly. If there is nothing else this evening, other than me thanking you all for coming, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
I move that the meeting be adjourned.
Second.
The time is 7:43 p.m. You all have a good evening.